and subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what time it is. Just got to go in, give my little point of view on this situation. I was watching YouTube today, and I saw that, Terence Crawford was doing an interview. And in his interview, the guy he was like, bringing up the fact that Gervonta Tank Davis, mentioned Terence Crawford's name. And, I found out recently that it was just a fluke. Tank really doesn't want to fight, Terence Crawford. He was just, joking, they say, but at the end of the day, the guy came out and he said, the champ. And Terence, really said it accurately, what champ? What champion? Devin Haney is the only champion at 135. I've been telling y'all that for a minute. A lot of people, get it mixed and screwed, because they see Tank, he's supposed to be the pay-per-view king and he got all these fans and all these followers, and yet people always want to say, Tank is the number one guy at 135. And I have to break it down to y'all and tell y'all, like I've been telling y'all, as long as Devin Haney holds those titles, there's no one above Devin Haney at 135. Being a good salesman, putting people in the seats, I salute Tank on that. I always have to give Tank his credit. High IQ, power in both hands, hell of a fighter, can adapt in the ring or think in the ring. But at the end of the day, no one holds court unless it's Devin Haney at 135. All right, now when Devin leave and the belts go about, then we're going to start seeing who is the real guy at 135. Then we'll start seeing that. But until Devin go, I hate to tell y'all, whether you're a Tank fan, you from Baltimore, I know you want to salute your fighter, or, give your fighter praise. But at the end of the day, he is not the guy. Open up. I'm trying to, he is not the guy. But as far as champ, there's no way Tank could be a champ. Tank got a belt. I call it Louis Vuitton belt. It's just there, with the Floyd Mayweather, promotion behind it and how Floyd built his career, low risk, high reward. That's basically how Tank's career is. And salute to Tank on his career, makes a lot of money, man. But at the end of the day, it's about legacy. And we have this new thing in boxing now where they start talking about you can't go to the bank with legacy. Well, you can't go to the bank with legacy, but when you're in the ground, which we all gonna see one day, you will be remembered. And with what Tank's doing, he's not gonna be remembered that well. I salute him, but now the champ at 135. I don't know what type of belt he hold. I think it's the WBA old belt. Yeah, the denim belt. Shout out to you, Master Barber. I don't know, let me go close this back. I don't like that light in here like that on me. But yeah, it's the denim belt, and it is what it is. I salute Tank though, but the question is though, Tank is on his way to being 30-0. 30-0. Now I don't know if some of y'all may consider Ryan Garcia an elite fighter. Ryan. I always thought Ryan was going to be like a Kevin Kline model, or he was going to go into acting soon. I thought he was doing the Adrian Braun, just using boxing as a platform to elevate himself into other forms of entertainment. But, if you want to say that Ryan is an elite fighter, we have to go back to the understanding of rehydration clause and a catch weight. So if you're a fan of Gervonta Tank Davis and you feel like that was an elite fight, he got him at a catch weight, y'all, rehydration clause. Take nothing away from him. He came out with the victory. It would have been even worse if he would have lost. Imagine Tank losing and he set it up to where he got a guy at a catch weight and a rehydration clause. And I call him Mr. Rehydration Clause simply because he did it to Mario Barrios and he did it to Ryan Garcia. Now, see, the thing is, once Tank goes to fight anybody else that he calls out, Devin Haney already said that would never happen with him. There's no rehydration clause, and I know a lot of y'all think that Tank is the A side because he sells tickets, but no, Devin will be the A side in that fight because he holds all 4 titles. And I know that's confusing to people. They think, in this world today, money is everything, and money matters, especially in sports and boxing. It does not. It does not. When it comes to Canelo Alvarez, when it comes to Floyd Mayweather, yeah, they were the A side because they would pay the fighters. A lot of their revenue that the other fighter would get was because they were fighting Canelo Alvarez or Floyd Mayweather. But when it comes to Tank, what up, Roger? Tank, Tank ain't paying no fighter to fight him like that. When you fight Canelo Alvarez, you get 12 million. When you fight Floyd, which Floyd wasn't really paying a lot of people a lot of money like that either. Highest I think somebody probably got paid with Floyd was probably like, besides Manny Pacquiao, was like 9, 7, 5 million. So I don't think Tank has, pushed himself up to that pedestal yet where he can actually offer somebody, 12, 13, 14 million dollars. So that'll never happen in the case of Devin Haney. But we got Shakur Stevenson, we got Chris Colbert at 135, we got Tevin Farmer back. Who else we got at 135, y'all? It's a lot of fights at 135. We got Keyshawn Davis, we got Frank Martin. There's a lot of potential matches besides what I feel they're gonna try to give us is this Isaac Cruz rematch. No one cares for that, Tank. No one wants to see the Isaac Cruz, but I'm sure they got that in the works, y'all. Even though Shakur Stevenson is free from a fight right now, Tank is free from a fight, we won't see nothing like that. The excuse probably gonna be, oh, Tank just got out of jail. Tank need a tune-up fight. Tank did 1 month, and last time he fought was what, April 22nd. Let me see, April. No, I don't count April. May, June, July, August. Well, that's 4 months. That's the normal time a fighter does take a layoff, or doesn't fight. So there's no reason for him to have to go and say, oh, let me go and pick another fighter. Also, like the same thing he did with the Ryan Garcia fight. When he fought Hector Garcia, we all were like, oh, this is a step-up fight for him to go and fight Ryan Garcia. Or this is a fight to prepare him for Ryan Garcia. Hector Luis Garcia was a southpaw. That fight had nothing to do with him fighting Ryan Garcia. Also, please hit your like buttons if you're watching. If you want to show the channel some support, you know where to go. Go to Cash App, go to PayPal is available. We ain't rich over here. I always tell y'all that. I'm going to give it to you, the way it is. But Tank, he got to step up to the plate. That's just what it is. Finna be, 29-0. Ain't fought nobody elite. Won't fight elite southpaws either, which is why Errol Spence got beat up. The reason Errol Spence really got beat up because he hasn't fought southpaw, I think, since Emmanuel Lartey, the guy that almost knocked him out. So, like, I just watched the video up here, and Terence Crawford, said it, that I went in southpaw style because I realized that he hadn't fought that many fighters at southpaw. The fighters that I'm mentioning, that southpaw, that's elite, in my belief, is Vasyl Lomachenko. We all know he ran from Vasyl Lomachenko. Floyd Mayweather threatened to throw him out there. And, that was because Tank was acting up. And, Tevin Farmer, who I feel is an elite southpaw. Some people will go and say how he's an elite when you're looking at his losses. Well, after those losses, it created Tevin Farmer to become a champion. He didn't lose no more in a long time until he just lost recently to Jojo Diaz. And also Shakur Stevenson, another southpaw that I feel will give damage to Tank. But at the end of the day, we won't know until Tank steps in the ring with these fighters. And I just had to, come in and say that. I know a lot of people going to look at it like Terrence hating and Terrence just want to down Tank. No, he's not. He's telling you the truth. How is he a champion at 135 when Devin Haney holds the titles? You have to ask yourself that. I know everybody want to be a fan of Tank and Tank this and Tank that. He sell this, that, and other. It don't matter what he sell. Do he run 135? Because the king that sits on the throne is Devin Haney. And that's just what it is. Now let me read some of these comments. Oh yeah, like you said, Master Bar, he got the denim belt, Louis Vuitton, Prada, whatever type of belts they out there. I don't know. I can't buy them belts, but he can. But it means nothing. Tank can fight, but he moves like a coward. Yes, he moves like a coward when it comes to fighting elite boxers. Right now, like I said, Shakur Stevenson out there, Tevin Farm out there. It's somebody out there with a big name that actually has skills. No disrespect to Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz does what he does. He comes in, head forward. He tries to knock you out. He gives it all. But no, we talking about someone with actual skills, pedigree. Been boxing since they were kids. Who has a chance of beating them. When it comes to Devin Haney, we all know. We ain't got to talk about it that much. But Devin Haney beat him up years ago in sparring. Like they said, they walked away with the money, regardless of what anybody want to say about him. Oh, Tank hit him and stunned him, this, that, and other. Devin Haney and his dad walked away with the money. So they let you know who got that. Now, from what I understand, Tank been knocked out by a Russian guy in the ring. I've always heard that Tank get beat up in sparring and gets mad and act crazy. This ain't just me saying it. Y'all go back and just go look. You know what I'm saying? The only time you hear Tank only videos the sparring of him beating up on fighters. That's the only time we get the video of him, in which y'all got to remember, back in the day, sparring was not talked about. It's become popular now, and I'll say now it's became popular because of Tank. Back in the day, you never knew about Muhammad Ali getting whooped by Larry Holmes. You never heard about other fighters getting beat by their sparring partners because sparring was kept quiet. You don't supposed to go out and talk about what happened in sparring. Now, even if the sparring partner beats you up and you are a champion, that was just something that was kept quiet. You never knew about it. Now, everybody want to talk about sparring. This dude got beat up in sparring. I think he'll take him. The sparring is sparring, true enough. But sparring also shows what levels fighters are on. Now, I have yet to find out who this Russian dude is that knocked out Tank, and I'm sure they trying to find some way. They probably done paid this boy not to even mention his name or come out and say he knocked out Tank. But Tank has to step up to the plate now. He has to. He has to, y'all. Ryan didn't fight at 135 for 2 years, and the rehydration clause on top of that. Tank a coward. Oh, you said you going in on Tank, I see. He said Tank a coward, just point blank period. Yeah, he fought at 140 before he fought Mario Barrios. He came in at 140, so I didn't understand the weight, the weight drain, the weight clause, catch weight, none of that. I didn't understand it at all. I don't know why he did that, but that shows you he was worried. After the fight, he said he was slow and Ryan Garcia had no skills, said this, that, and the other, but evidently you were nervous enough to have to put a rehydration clause in a catch weight. So at some point, you realized that he could have been a threat for you. And I thought Ryan was a threat for him. But unfortunately, Ryan couldn't do the job. Let me see. You only see your moderators' comments. Say less. No, bro, what you talking about? I just mentioned you. I just mentioned you, bro. What is you talking about? Moderators' comments. I read yours at the beginning. If I put money on Alvarez, Charlo, hold up. If I put money on Alvarez, Charlo, put my money on Alvarez, of course, put your money on Alvarez. No disrespect to Charlo. A lot of people get mad at me because, I'm a black, person that has a YouTube channel, and they think that you always supposed to go with the black fighter. I salute any black fighter that goes out there and fight and risk their life. I support them. But when it comes to boxing, I'm going to tell you who I think is the better boxer. And Charlo is moving up to this man's weight class. Like I said, if this fight was at 154, then I'll go all the way for Charlo. If Canelo Alvarez was crazy enough to come down to 154 and fight Charlo, or if they were at the same weight class, I will go with Charlo. But since he's moving up, like I've been telling people, he's going to lose something. He's going to lose power, and you got to think about it. He's going to lose power or he's going to lose speed. He got to walk around. He got to jump around and move around at that weight that he's not normally fighting at. Just think about this. He's not normally used to fighting at 168, and he has to walk around that ring and move for 36 minutes. If it lasts that long. Canelo Alvarez's chin. He has fought 175 pounders. So a lot of y'all who out here thinking that Charlo is going to knock out Canelo, stop dreaming. This man done fought light heavyweights. He done been punched in his face by natural 168 pounders. What make y'all think that Charlo is going to be able to come up there and knock out Canelo Alvarez? The question you got to ask: can Charlo take multiple punches or a certain punch from a 168 pounder? Since he's never fought at 168, I'm telling all y'all, put your money on Canelo Alvarez. Because you're going to be real sad trying to be a Lions only fan. You're going to put your $100 on there and you expecting to win. You're going to break your TV. You're going to get mad. You're going to throw your remote into your TV. It's not about being a hater. It's not about, you know what I'm saying, going against black fighters. Because, you know, they love to go, oh, black, you know, it's always somebody black get on your channel. Black people love to see other black people fall. No, I'm not that type of dude. I love everybody. I don't care what color you is. I love to see everybody shine. But he is not going to win that fight. You know what's crazy? Even in what we seen with Terence Crawford doing to Errol Spence, some people still believe that Tank Davis has a chance of even coming in and beating Terence Crawford. I know y'all see the power. I know y'all see the, you know, the IQ of Tank. Tank is too short and too small. Terence is too strong for him. You know the same thing y'all was saying about Errol Spence? The same thing y'all was saying about Errol Spence. Tank is too small. Terence is way more stronger than than Gervonta Tank Davis. See, well, y'all got it mixed up at a lot of you Spence fans. Y'all didn't understand that Bud had a wrestling background. You know, he had a wrestling background. So, you know, he was already probably a weightlifter or something like that. He was already strong, and y'all didn't understand it. That's where he got his power from, which is why Errol Spence became what, number 11 knockout or stoppage of his. So, you know, a lot of y'all getting it twisted. Tank can't do nothing with a Terence Crawford, which is why he came out and fixed that statement and said, oh, I was just joking. I bet you was just joking, because you didn't want them problems for real. You did not want them problems. I put money on Everett. Okay, I see. Yo, what's up? What's up, Ricardo? Tank is still quiet. That itself say enough. Yeah, because now we have found out, you know, that Tank say he was joking. Well, Tank, don't joke. And don't mention that man's name when you got to handle your business at 135. You ain't even hit it. You ain't been at the head hunt. You ain't been, hold up, Tank has moved up how many weight classes? Ain't been undisputed yet at one. See, let me tell y'all something. The only way you could be undisputed is if you don't duck. The only way you can be undisputed is if you don't duck. That means every guy with a belt, whether he good or he got a good pedigree behind him, skill set, he got power, you went and challenged him to be the great of that division. Tank is not willing to do that. Tank is following the Floyd Mayweather blueprint. Floyd was never undisputed. So whether you love or hate Floyd, if you love him, you got to admit that Floyd Mayweather ducked. Because how is it that you have never become undisputed out of 50 fights? I say 49 because I don't count the Conor McGregor fight. That's just my opinion. I don't say that. You know what I'm saying? That's what other people say. But how? Floyd has never been undisputed. Manny Pacquiao, never undisputed. So, you know, a lot of hate gonna come towards Terence, you know, in the future. And I gotta say this too. Jamel Charlo keep talking about WBO, give me my belt back, which I think they should. Give me my belt back so I can be simultaneously the champion at 154 and 168. He can't do that anymore. After Hammer and Hank Armstrong became the featherweight and welterweight undisputed champion, they stopped that. You can't hold a title simultaneously. See, he keeps saying that to try to make y'all think that he's above Terence Crawford. Or he would be above Terence Crawford. Now, if he kept his WBO title, then yeah, they'll be at the same level because he became undisputed at 168 and 154. But he can't hold them titles simultaneously. That's not going to happen. And you can go look that up. They changed that. You know, you can never do that again. You know, for one, they already seen that when Hammer and Hank did it, you know, he became a legend. And they don't want to see no, I hate to say it, black fighter out there holding no titles like that no more. So that's not going to happen at all. I'm expecting to see Tank go up soon after he get y'all this Isaac Cruz rematch. I think Shakur Stevenson is going to be the man that's going to run 135 and get all the belts. I really don't see anybody beating Shakur Stevenson at 135. I think Tank has the closest chance. Devin has no chance because Devin Haney been getting beat up by Shakur Stevenson for years, which is why he decided to go play around and go try to cherry to pick Regis Prograis. And I guess him and his father went and found some tape and seen that Regis Prograis is not a cherry pick. What's up with you, Vic? Yeah, almost 30-0. Tank is really doing the boots. Tank is doing the Jerron Ennis move. That's what Tank is doing. He's doing a Jerron Ennis move. And nobody really said, the only reason y'all saying it is different because Jerron Ennis ain't won a title yet. That's, Jerron Ennis not wanting to move up and sitting there waiting on some titles just to fall in his hand. Jerron Ennis is actually a 160 pounder, 154 pounder. Who's sitting up there just waiting on some titles to drop in his hand. And people saying that Bud is afraid of him. Listen, Jerron still got to wait almost a year and something before he get even a shot at them titles. I feel like Tank is doing a Canelo. Yes, jumping multiple weight classes to cherry pick. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, he is. He following that blueprint too. Oh, I'm going up because in boxing, it's always great. It's always been a great thing to see a fighter go up in weight and challenge a bigger fighter. But when you're doing it just to duck opponents, that's not great. That's not great. When you going up to fight Mario Barrios, weight drain Mario Barrios, and you got killers at 135 that you need to be going at. When Devin Haney, got the titles. What about George Kambosos? Tank will fight George Kambosos. Somebody with a challenge. But yet, I guarantee y'all, we finna get a Isaac Cruz rematch. That's why I hate when Isaac Cruz won, on the undercard of Spence versus Crawford. When I seen that, I said, oh, Lord, they really gonna do it. Now they gonna do it. He got this little interim belt, the WBC interim belt. So now they're gonna give the Tank and gonna call him another champion with the interim belt. So me personally, I'm just sick of this Tank. And then some of y'all are still out here calling Tank the face of boxing. Now y'all, what drug are y'all on? What drug are y'all on? Just sit up and say Tank is the face of boxing. How? In what way? Pay-per-views, y'all. His pay-per-views be 200 something. The pay-per-view he did the best with is with Ryan Garcia. The other fights that he been on didn't even deserve pay-per-view status. Hector Garcia on pay-per-view for what? All the rest of his fight on pay-per-view for what? They're supposed to have been on the PBC for free. Now I give him one belt he won. I think that was the IBF. Then he win the IBF, I think, from Cellular or something like that. Yeah, I give him that. He a champion right there. But all these WBA titles and all that, y'all get out of here with that. Tank ain't out here doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. Nothing. I guess that's what they do. That's what they do. Shout out to Calvin Ford, man. I be doing that little Baltimore talk. That's what they do. Well, what Tank need to do is go and fight an elite fighter soon. Soon. Can we get that out, your boy? Because all these Hispanic fighters, no disrespect to my Hispanic brothers and sisters, Mexican brothers and sisters, but hey, when it comes to black fighters, they got the same athleticism, rhythm, and movement, and they just as dangerous as Tank. And we have yet to see one. Matter of fact, I want anybody who watching right now, name one black fighter Tank to fought. Name one black fighter Tank to fought. Everybody watch. We got 6 more minutes left, y'all. 6 more minutes left. Name one fighter, black fighter Tank to fought. TC is the real face of boxing, to be honest, not Tank or Canelo. Facts, legendary boxer. Facts. But people so in love with money nowadays, they gonna go with the money. Terence Crawford is the face of boxing. You see it, go on YouTube and look at all these interviews he doing. Terence is becoming a household name now. Your grandmother know about Terence Crawford. Hell, Louis Farrakhan was talking about Terence Crawford. The last fight I seen Louis Farrakhan talk about was Floyd Mayweather and Muhammad Ali. Louis Farrakhan is talking about Terence Crawford. He on the Joe Rogan. He on CBS in the morning doing interviews. Everybody in the world knows who Terence Crawford is now. And you know how he got there? By being undisputed. Some Tank probably ain't gonna never do. Don't nobody hate Tank. Ain't nobody bashing Tank. These casuals get on here and say, oh, you a fan. You just hate Tank. I ain't a fan of Tank. Because Tank don't give y'all what y'all want. And y'all casuals and y'all don't know nothing about boxing. Y'all see him go out there and beat up on dudes he's supposed to beat up on. When he gonna challenge himself and fight an elite boxer? Yeah, Bud a black superhero right now. It's a lot of children. A lot of children sitting there watching and hearing that boy's name, and they want to go to the gym now. After the fight, I heard, I got on Facebook, one of my female friends asked what boxing gym at, boy. I'm sure it's for her son. And that was credit to who? Terence Crawford, after their amazing victory. But y'all keep talking about Bud and Gervonta Tank Davis. Y'all gonna see that boy Braves get beat out his head. See, he got problems with other areas. He got even NUI trying to come up and fight him. NUA, however you say his name. His fighters like that trying to come up and fight him. He need to handle all that smoke. Let me tell you something. He got little bitty dudes with 2-3 weight classes down willing to challenge him. See, he got to handle all that first before he Terence Crawford. Handle your little and then, come up and then, come see about it if you want to be the king of the ring. But see, Terence, is making another step to go up to 168. He trying to be great, baby. So he'll take the winner of Charlo and Canelo. So ain't nobody thinking about what's behind him. You remember Floyd Mayweather said, he ain't thinking about what's behind me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the man. I'm the champ. No, Tank just want to scream somebody's name or holler out somebody's name just to get some notice. He always do that. Every time Tank got tired of, but why do I tell y'all? Remember me saying this. When Tank announced his next fight, which I think is going to be nobody, that's when he going to say he got another hit list. He want Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, and whoever else. This is when he signed a contract. When he ain't got no contract signed, you don't hear nothing from him now. We ain't heard nothing from Tank. You could drop a pin on the floor. You ain't gonna hear nothing from Tank. But as soon as he signed that contract, I'm thinking I'm gonna fight Shakur next, or I want Devin Haney, he talk a lot of shit, or I want this person, they talk a lot of shit. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be only when his contract is signed. End of the day. That's all he does it every time. Because right now, like I said, people ducking and dodging Shakur. We ain't heard him say nothing to Shakur. Nothing. I know people don't like Haney, but I remember Devin Haney called. Tank don't want to see Devin. Tank don't. He already beat him up in sparring years ago. They was in the gym, beat him up, took the money. Devin Haney and them left with the money. So you know who won that. He don't want to see no Devin Haney at all. That's just what it is. So Tank, coming to you as a fan of boxing, not a casual, somebody who really knows something about boxing, step up to the plate. Challenge yourself to be great. Fight Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, fight Chris Colbert. I know you'll beat Chris Colbert. Fight Chris Colbert. You know what I'm saying? Challenge yourself to be great instead of running out here talking and saying you could do this and you gonna beat this person and you ain't gonna fight them until after you sign up for another Latino fighter or somebody we don't know. You know what I'm saying? This easy work, man. I ain't got nothing but like 30-some seconds left. I'm finna go and get off, give me something to eat, man. And I thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, I just spit the facts. No hate towards nobody. These dudes got way too much money for me to be trying to hate on them. Let me say that first. These dudes rich. But when it comes to boxing, When it comes to boxing, Easy Work gonna tell you the truth. If you want to support the channel, go to Cash App, PayPal. I truly appreciate y'all for y'all love and y'all support. Remember, Easy gonna give you the truth every time he step on this platform. And it's your boy. I'm out.